story short, Chris Tyson's gone. Mr. Beast kicks him off. But it's a little squirrely because Mr. Beast was also in that Discord. So what did he know? Plus, there's, of course,
I
that
think he knew
picture of
everything.
Mr. Beast in one of his videos where he's got the cartoon CP artist's picture like up on the wall. So how much did Mr. Beast know? That's kind of the question. Well, Jake the Viking, a person that's been fighting with Chris Tyson for months, kept spamming. It gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse. There's more. Jimmy
I
knew.
don't think
Jimmy
Jake the Viking
knew.
is all that innocent either.
Jake the Viking was criticizing Mr. Beast
Do I need to turn
for
another
not
light on?
speaking out and not coming out with a statement saying
Yeah.
stuff like the silencing is deafening or some shit like that. He put out a bunch of fucking tweets. And right away, because Jake the Viking was calling out Chris Tyson and calling out Mr. Beast for this inappropriate stuff with kids, Jake Viking was getting thousands of new followers. He was getting millions of views for his tweets. One of his most popular tweets was Jimmy knew. But you know who else knew? You know
Everybody.
who else knew? Jake the fucking Viking knew.
Yep.
He knew. And he didn't
Everybody knew.
say shit. And how do we know Jake the Viking knew? Because an exposed video came out 2 days ago on YouTube
I even heard rumors before all
from
this came
Dog
out.
Pack 404 or something like that. An ex Mr. Beast employee who also had a viral video which had like 10 million views a couple weeks ago calling Mr. Beast a fraud. And in this new video, you find out that Mr. Beast had a guy in his videos by the name of Delaware that wore a mask who was a registered sex offender.
Yeah, that's bad when you're
This
part of a
guy's
channel
role in
that
Mr.
makes
Beast was a
children's content.
manager. This guy was the manager. That's fucking wild.
That's
That
a
is so
manager.
crazy.
He definitely knew. I didn't know that.
And Jake the Viking knew this because it's Jake the Viking's brother in law.
Oh, he
It's
definitely knew.
Jake the Viking's brother in law. So the entire time, Jake the Viking is putting out these tweets, fucking criticizing Mr. Beast, criticizing fucking Chris Tyson, saying Jimmy knew, going after them for being a danger to kids. His own brother in law, who was the manager that worked for Mr. Beast, was a registered sex offender. And the victim, again, this is like, it's a done deal. There's no allegedly about it, right? This is a done deal.
I remember
All right. The
hearing
victim
Mr. Beast on a
was
podcast
11
saying
years
one of
old.
his biggest fears was somebody really close to him was going to cause his empire to
Who the
crumble.
fuck is
Somebody please tell me what video
Jake
that was.
inquired about this?
It exists
No,
out
it's
there
not
somewhere, I
mentioned.
know it.
Well, Chris Tyson actually came out and tried to tell people about it. If you go back to an old Chris Tyson tweet where she's fighting back and forth with Jake and the Viking, she brings this up.
She?
So why didn't Jake the Viking come clean at that moment, which
I
was
don't give
over
these
a month
people
ago?
respect whenever they
He only came out when there was no getting out of
are
it.
messing with children.
He comes out with this big long statement that he loves his brother-in-law. He thinks his brother-in-law is a good guy and he loves his nieces and he doesn't think his brother-in-law is guilty.
Everybody's a good guy until they're not.
It's already done. He was convicted. He took a plea deal and he agreed to be a registered sex offender. It's like kind of a done deal, bud. And he didn't say shit. He didn't say shit. So I called him out for being the fucking clout deeming, fucking hypocritical piece of shit I think he is today on Twitter. And I have a few people like popping up, like trying to defend Jake, right? They're popping up here, fucking
I ain't
just
defending
complete
anybody
idiots.
that's
One of these
working or
people
worked for Mr.
is
Beast.
Nathan. Now, if you don't know Nathan, his whole role in this is he was one of the kids at the time. He's now 21 years old, but at the time, he was one of the kids in the Discord. And he played a part with some of the people that recorded the Discord before it got deleted, before it got wiped. and releasing that information and exposing Chris Tyson. Well, now, Nathan, who knows everything, right? This whole time, puts out a tweet defending Jake the Viking. And I'm really curious how Nathan can defend Jake the Viking in this situation because it's pretty fucking cut and dry. He looks like a hypocritical fucking clout demon. It was like these guys are bad for messing with kids, and he's calling them out and exposing him and getting all this clout and attention for this, but doesn't say anything about his brother-in-law who also worked for Mr. Beast, who is an actual like convicted registered sex offender. And we're not talking about a minor like 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. We're talking about an 11-year-old child. That's
No,
pretty
not
fucking
even.
bad.
It says 1 to 11 or
That's
0 to
pretty
11 or
fucking bad.
something.
And that's the thing that you keep
Doesn't
hush
even
hush,
say
Jake.
11. It could be younger.
You want everyone else, you want Mr. Beast to come out and be clean about Chris Tyson, but you keep that hush hush? That's wild. That is fucking wild hypocrisy. Now, Nathan, if you're here, I need you to request to get on stage.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
I have a few questions for Nathan
Come
about
on,
his
Nathan.
defense of Jake the Viking. I don't see him. 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 Still looking, still looking, still looking. Bear with me. Maybe I can get someone up here to help. Let me see if I notice anyone. Jake the Viking, request to come on stage. Or excuse me, not Jake
Ooh.
the Viking.
Aw.
Nathan.
Nathan, okay.
Nathan.
Thought
Can
he
you
was
guys
calling
like
out Jake
at
the
this
Viking.
dude? Where's this dude at, bro? Where's he at? Where's this dude at?
Oh, come on. This would be so crazy.
I'm
Especially if we
looking at
get
his
Jake the
Twitter right now.
Viking
Bear
on.
with me. I'm gonna DM him. Get in the space now. Okay, I've just DM'd him. I need him up here. That's why I'm doing the space. No more tweets, bro. No more tweets. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk it out.
Come on, let's
I
do
want to
it.
better
Let's go.
understand how Jake the Viking is somehow
Let's
completely
have a public
innocent.
Discord on X.
Completely innocent when he's telling fucking Chris Tyson and Mr. Beast, you gotta speak up. You knew there were dangers at the company. You gotta tell people. When he's putting out tweets that are going massively viral, getting millions of views. Jimmy knew. Motherfucker Jake the Viking knew. He knew. Still don't see this Nathan guy. Man, this Nathan guy was talking a lot of shit. You know what this Nathan dude said? He goes, why aren't we calling out Keemstar? Keemstar's making like thousands of dollars or whatever on X reporting all this and profiting off the fucking off the
That's because he's
victims
a
and all this stuff.
journalist.
That was his response to
That's
all
what
this
journalists
nonsense.
are for.
Because we need to call Keemstar. He's making money on this.
I'm
You know
making
who
money
else
on
makes
this too,
money
damn it.
on like
That's why I'm
horrible
here.
shit that like this that happens and goes on? Police officers. They make money on this. They go and arrest bad guys. Probation officers, judges. There's a lot of people
Newscasters. That's
that
basically what Keem
contribute
is.
into first shedding a light on a situation and then holding someone legally responsible and then being held to justice. There's a lot of people. But to just like target me because I'm going after Jake for his clear hypocrisy is silly. Every major YouTuber and streamer has made comments in reference to this situation.
Oh man, this guy better get up here.
Streamers are reacting to it on a nonstop base. Every commentator has made a video on it. It's the biggest
I'm
story on the
sweating.
fucking planet. Only a fucking idiot would be like, yeah, Jake the Viking was withholding information
I
that
don't
his
think it's gonna
brother in
happen.
law was a registered sex
I think
offender
Keem's
for
just
a
gonna
victim that was 11
talk
years
shit the
old
whole
and he
time.
worked for Mr. Beast. But I think the real problem here is Keemstar who's covering it. Only a fucking retard, a full
I'm
blown
gonna cut
retard
until something
would have
happens.
that opinion. So again, Nathan, Let's get up on stage. Let's have a little chat. Where you at, bud? And while we're waiting for Nathan, here's another thing. As we're covering every aspect of this story, I keep getting these tweets that I'm defending
Should
Mr.
I cut?
Beast or I'm
I don't think I should
speaking
cut.
for Mr. Beast.
You can skip
Really?
ahead if you don't want to listen to Keem ramble. Some
As
people
soon
do
as
want to
the
hear it.
information came out that Mr. Beast hired a registered sex offender as a manager of his company, we reported it. What are you talking about? There's no sweeping for Mr. Beast.
Who's in here? I see Internet
When
Anarchist.
Chris Tyson came out in a tweet over a
Lava.
month ago
Lava's in here.
saying, hey, you should watch out for your own brother in law at Jake the Viking, she was right. She was right. When Jake the Viking said Jimmy knew, I mean, in my opinion, Jake the Viking's right in that situation. There's no fucking team. I don't know what this team shit, this team sports thing that people keep doing. They're all bad. They've all made fucking mistakes. Holy shit. They're all guilty. There is no fucking team in this scenario. The only team should be protecting children's safety. That's it.
True.
That's what team I'm on, which it's the
Same.
same team everyone's on.
Yep. Well, most of us.
Same thing happened with Dr. Disrespect and Chris Tyson. Like, that was wild how people were taking sides in that. There is no side. Chris Tyson is fucking guilty. Dr. Disrespect is fucking guilty. There's no fucking side. What are you talking about? Still waiting on Nathan. Still waiting on
I hope Dr.
little
Disrespect
boy
gets stuck in a
Nathan. I
loop
don't see
of
him.
getting
I
canceled
don't
over and
see him,
over again.
chat. I don't know if he's going to show up. I don't think he's showing up. There's no side in this fucking shit. No side. Here's another thing that Nathan did, which I have huge problems with. Nathan was, again, one of the kids that was in the Discord during Mr. Beast, right? He's now an adult. He's 21 years old. But at the time, with Mr. Beast and Chris Tyson in the Discord, he was a child. And, I guess you would say he is one of the victims. So when he came out publicly to speak out against like some of the stuff that was happening in the Discord, claiming there was a ton of inappropriate stuff, he was able to get a hold of someone else, the actual leakers that recorded that Discord, and he was able to post them out to the world. And that's where we saw a ton of bad evidence against Chris Tyson. We also found Mr. Beast in that Discord. And after that was wildly, popular, a massive story, right? Um, Nathan then decided to go on an interview with the side scrollers on YouTube. And in the interview, he said, we have the Not Safe for Work channel. Now, the way I understand it is there was a non safe for work channel in a Discord with children, which is owned by Chris Tyson. I mean, pretty fucking inappropriate, right? And the leakers
I'd
that
say.
recorded the Discord, allegedly, according to Nathan,
I'd say that's more
have
than
the logs
inappropriate.
of this non safe for work channel that was in the Discord. And Nathan says in an interview that he's about to drop them. Then he goes on Twitter and says he's about to drop these. We cover on Tromler that the non safe for work Discord files are about to drop. Then all of a sudden, he puts out a tweet and he goes, never mind, we don't have them. I made a mistake. What happened? Ask for an explanation, get no explanation. Oops, my bad. We don't have them. Miscommunication. What? Very, very suspect of that whole thing. Still waiting. Still don't see Nathan. Still
I think
don't
that's a lost
see
cause, my
our good
friend.
friend Nathan. Well, I might end it right here. And I might have to do this again when Nathan actually agrees to have a conversation with me because I have some important, very, very fucking important questions to ask him. And trust me, I think the entire fucking world.
Why did he end it there? Why did he end it there? I wanted to hear what he was saying. Whatever. I think I'm gonna have to put the notifications on Keem, even though I cannot stand Keem. But I'm very curious to see if Nathan's gonna actually talk to him, and I want to be there when it happens. Oh, I was already following him. I didn't think I was. Makes sense that I was already following him. I was watching Lol Cow for a while. I'm a big Wings of Redemption fan. The same way that FPS Kyle is a fan, if you know what I mean. So stay tuned. Maybe we'll get Keem versus Nathan. Kinda doubt it though.